I really miss this one. Yeah, I need to get back into this one. For the money you can't miss.
Hi, and welcome to the Liquor Connoisseur. I'm Crystal.
I'm Roger.
Today we'll be discussing Monkey Shoulder Scotch Whiskey. Created in 2003, Monkey Shoulder is a blended whiskey from the Speyside region in Scotland. This whiskey is made for mixing but can be sipped. The malt is what differentiates this blended Scotch. It is the first to not have grain whiskey. It comes from one of the oldest whiskey making families, William Grant and Sons. They own several brands from Glenfiddich to Milagro Tequila. Check out our site, theliquorconnoisseur.com, to find out more about blended whiskeys. So Roger, tell us about the bottle.
Oh, this bottle's a typical whiskey or Scotch type of bottle. I like the monkeys on here. It's really cool. They're like brass, which is really neat. Pretty cool. I haven't seen this on any of the other bottles that we have, like something embossed like that. It feels like you could just pull it off. It's really cool. Let's see, batch 27, smooth and rich, blended malt Scotch whiskey.
I believe the bottle tells a little bit more about the story of batch 27 on the front.
Oh, okay. Rooted in malt whiskey history and inspired by the men who still turn the malting barley by hand. Okay. Monkey Shoulder is a blended Scotch, 3 fine Speyside single malts, then married to achieve a smooth and richer taste. That Monkey Shoulder, I guess that's a term from the people who did do this by hand. They would actually get that. It was kind of a condition of the labor of love it took to make the whiskey. So,
which is a condition that no longer exists these days.
Yeah, they don't do it like that anymore. So, just a callback, which is pretty cool. All right, you ready to try it?
Let's get into it.
This one.
All right, today we'll be using our Glencairn glasses again. We want to be able to nose and let the alcohol breathe. It also helps as we define the notes that we taste within the Monkey Shoulder.
Yeah, Speyside, this should have a little bit more peat, a little bit more smoke than the Highland expressions, but not quite as much as the Isla region. So yeah, for those that are not really quite ready, if you've ever had like a sour experience with Scotch whiskey, you might want to look at the region that it came from, and you might not be a super briny, iodine, extra smoke whiskey person, and you may have picked up Isla Scotch. But this is Speyside, so this should roll pretty smooth, I would think.
It's got a lovely color to it.
Oh yeah.
Sweet on the nose.
Yeah.
Feel some fruit flavors.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ready for the first sip?
Yeah. It is sweeter than most of the Scotches that you get. A lot sweeter. This is good. This is really good. Still smoky. A little bit of peat type of smoke in there, but like I said, not nearly as aggressive as like your Ardbeg or your Lefroy. Those tend to be really briny and heavy on the smoke, and this is not that. This is a sipper, pretty decent on the rocks, and a good mixing.
Monkey Shoulder is actually made for mixing. That was the sole purpose when they created it. Okay. You can drink it neat or on the rocks, but if you go to their website, they have lots of recipes and recommendations on how to drink Monkey Shoulder.
Oh, cool.
I thought they had a little butterscotch, kind of like toffee kind of.
Yeah, toffee. I'd lean more toward the toffee expression than the butterscotch candies. I'm thinking like Heath Bar-esque type of toffee in there without the chocolate, of course. But you get, I guess you could say you get a slight chocolate note coming from it. I mean, I'm used to having the two together, so that's probably where I'm getting that from. But you do get those candy, a little sweet fruit, not the citrus fruits, but more
Stone fruit.
Yeah, I'd lean more toward like a stone type of fruit. Oh yeah.
The second sip.
I'm probably on my third or fourth, something like that. But yeah, I'm enjoying this one. This would be a good, even though it's not from the Highlands, which I would consider to be more of a gateway to Scotch drinkers. I think that this Speyside blend would be a good introduction to a Scotch. If you haven't had it before, you're normally a vodka or brandy cognac or even a bourbon drinker, and you're like, hey, I'd like to have a Scotch and step in. This would be a good one to get you started. I mean, you can't really miss with this one. What do you recall the price point being on this one?
Oh wow,
probably 35 to $40, somewhere in that
It's
range.
under $50.
Yeah, it's under 50. Worth that at that price point, especially if you want to ease your way into it from the Speyside.
Yeah, I definitely recommend this as a beginner intro to Scotch.
Oh yeah.
Not too much burn.
No, it's really smooth. The big difference here, which you'll notice with many of the beginner spirits that we would consider beginner level spirits, they're not beginner as in harsh or too sharp and pungent. They just lack complexity. So you wouldn't get a ton of notes out of this necessarily, but it would be a smooth sip or something you could just relax to and not have to be bombarded with lots of flavor that you're not looking for. This is something a session social type of a pour. So,
and again, I imagine it as a beginner, you're doing a lot of mixing, working your way up.
Perfect for that. Yeah, I'd open this up with a little bit of water, ice. Old fashioned would be nice for this one because it does have that smoky tone. So what you would normally get the flavor from like a rye whiskey, you can make a awesome old fashioned with this. Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, old fashioned.
Oh, there you have it from the Liquor Connoisseur. Please let us know how you prefer to drink Monkey Shoulder and what recipes you have to mix with this. And as always, like, subscribe, and share. Cheers.
Cheers.